So you want to know how to increase your motivation when it comes to fitness. Well, you're in luck because that's what I'm going to share with you in this video. What's up? I'm Sawyer with Resurrected Body Recomposition. You're gay. As usual, I'm going to produce this video without any cuts, edits, a script, images, colors, music, pictures, graphics, naked guys, naked girls, because I'm not a fag like all the other YouTubers. Okay. So, how do we increase your motivation? Well, first, we have to go over how you lost your motivation. Now, how did you lose your motivation? You probably don't know, but lucky for you, I do. Because I know. I've been there before. I've gone through this stuff, so I know. So let's say you were wanting to lose, 100 pounds, or maybe you want to put on 50 pounds of muscle, maybe you just want to get in shape in general. Doesn't matter. When you started this process of reaching that goal, you had a picture, a vision in your mind of what it would be like when you get there. Okay? That vision, that picture, got a hair in my mouth, that is what motivated you to start in the first place. Does that make sense? So before you even started this whole fitness journey is kind of a gay word, but I say it. Before you started this whole thing, you had this thought, you had this vision, you had this picture in your mind of what it would be like when you achieve that goal. And that is what motivated you to actually start. To start going to the gym, to start eating better, to start getting more protein. That is what gave you the motivation. So if you've lost your motivation, it means that you have either forgot the vision or just don't remember the vision. That's why you've lost your motivation. Because I guarantee you, if you were thinking about that picture of you hitting that goal, of you living the life after you achieve the goal, you would have plenty of motivation to do the work that it takes to achieve the goal. But the reason you don't is because you have lost or forsaken the vision that you had that gave you the motivation in the first place. That was a lot to follow. Hopefully you followed it. Does that make sense? I'll let you have a couple seconds to think about it, okay? Make sense? So what do we need to do? Well, we know how you lost your motivation, right? Forgot the vision. What do we need to do to bring that motivation back? And to find out the answer to that question, we have to ask ourselves, well, what gives us the motivation? What motivated us in the first place? If you said the vision, you're correct. If you didn't say the vision, you're not correct. So, in order to get the motivation back, we have to remember the vision. What does remember the vision mean? You have to visualize, you have to picture in your brain you watching the video right now achieving the goal that you have. What that's going to do is that's going to motivate you to do the work. It's pretty simple. And believe it or not, they've actually done studies on stuff like this, on visualization. They've taken two groups. I think the study I read, it was like shooting a free throw. They took two groups. One group actually practiced shooting a free throw, and one group just visualized themselves shooting a free throw. And both groups had the same or close to the same outcomes. The group that visualized shooting the free throws, they didn't even touch a basketball, but they still had this close to the same outcomes as the group that actually physically practiced. And that's because visualizing yourself doing something or achieving something is almost exactly the same as achieving something in real life to your brain. Does that make sense? So if you picture yourself losing weight, if you picture yourself gaining muscle, it's almost the same to your brain as actually doing it in real life. Now, this isn't any manifestation bullshit, okay? This is just going to give you the motivation to do the work to actually achieve it in real life. All the manifestation garbage, that's crap, bullshit. The Lord is in control, and He's in full control here. So you can't manifest nothing. That's retarded. But you can visualize and you can give yourself motivation. You can self-motivate. And that is how you have an endless supply of motivation. So, I hope I explained that fairly well. I was kind of all over the place, but that's okay. As you guys know, I do these videos with no script, okay? I'm talking straight from the dome here. So, not too bad if you ask me. So, let's just distill it down. Let's simplify it here. You lost motivation because you forgot the vision. How do you get the motivation back? Remember the vision. Picture yourself achieving the goal. Picture yourself living the life after you achieve the goal. Picture a very vivid, detailed image of what your life would be like after you hit the goal. This is going to give you the motivation to do the work to actually achieve the goal. I hope that makes sense. Because just think about it, the reason you don't have motivation is because you forgot why. I guess another reason, your vision, your why you want to achieve what you want to achieve. You forgot why you want to do it. So instead of thinking about the vision, instead of thinking about the why, you just think about all the meticulous, monotonous work that you have to do that goes into achieving that goal. And when you do that, it can feel daunting. It can feel overwhelming. You're going to want to give up. You're going to want to quit. That's why you need to have a rooted buzzword, rooted vision, rooted why. It has to be important. That's why. When you got the vision, you think about the vision, gives you motivation to do the work. When you think about the work, gives you zero motivation. It actually, I don't know what the fuck the word is, demotivate, unmotivate. It decreases your motivation. It zaps your motivation from you. So then you just want to quit. Remember the vision, visualize yourself achieving the goal, enjoy the motivation increase. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Sawyer. Let me back up. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Do whatever you gotta do. Okay. Clip it up, post it, send it to DJT. Okay. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, fuck off. Don't care. Drop a comment that I will not read. You can like the video if you want. Subscribe, Avi. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed Sawyer with the Resurrected Body Recomposition. Peace.